One of the most iconic old-school strategy series just brought out a new game. But what's actually and really new and refreshing about it? Hi everyone, welcome back to PlayWithRay. Today I'm checking out Commandos Origins, a modern prequel to one of the most legendary stealth strategy franchises out there. So let's have a look what kind of new stuff we can expect from this new game. And the first thing that really stands out in this game is that you're limited in your choice of characters. So instead of going out with your complete squad, you now have to pick and choose certain commandos with specific attributes. It makes the game more tighter and more focused and more difficult. Because now you have to think how you'll mix it up, how will you approach it. Will you take a green beret with a sapper? Will you take a spy with a sniper? A driver with a diver. So every combination offers something rewarding and offers something unique, but it also limits your possibilities. You really need to think, what do I need to achieve and how do I want to approach it? And for me, that's a really new way to approach the game as a whole. And in that sense, the gameplay becomes like a puzzle. It forces you to think about stuff, to experiment and strategize around their skill set. So if you're going in with a spy and a sniper, then you can't forget about brute forcing your way through the level. And because each time you can mix your team up, it really makes for some great hours of play. And because you can mix it up during the mission, that even made it more versatile. Another thing it does really well is how it uses tutorials inside the gameplay. Basically, every tutorial is a story mission. It's not just press this button or do this pop-ups, it's really learning on the go. You learn while you are playing the game. And because your team has such specific and special assets, it's really important to get that tutorial right. In this way, it isn't a distraction of the main game, it's an integral part of it. And talking about the story, it's really well written as well. The story is mainly based around the characters, and the game puts a lot of time and effort in introducing these people to you. You get to know the background, what pushed them into war, and how they met each other, so that's a really cool story in that sense. And some other thing that is new is that this game finally is available both for PC and console. And I have to say, the gamepad support is legit good. It's actually fun to play with a controller. And I think they did a hell of a job reworking the menus and UI. The icons, the abilities, the maps, everything is easy to read and quick to access. Also, having it combined with context-based controls helps a lot. If you walk near something and the right options, they just pop up. And zooming, rotating and highlighting interactables, it's all seamless. So really, they did a hell of a job with it. Especially if you compare it to the older games in the series. The game looks way more prettier than it did in the older games. In the old ones we had those gritty, realistic graphics, but these graphics in this game are more clean and more stylish. For me, the maps also, they look great. You have snow-covered prisons, misty docks, grimy French cities. It all really worked well together. And the mission designs themselves also feel new and they feel fresh. They aren't perfect, but all in all they're really good. I remember from the old games that missions were like mini marathons. It was like 1 hour and then you finally got it done. But playing this game, I felt it was way shorter. It was like 20 or 30 minutes and that works really well without getting too boring. What I also like about this game, that it feels like a tactical puzzle. You have to think about stuff and you don't go in guns blazing. It isn't a war simulation, it's really a game where you have to think and where pulling the trigger isn't always the best option. The scenarios and objectives in which the missions take place are really pretty cool as well. I had a mission where I was sabotaging a Nazi train yard at night while during a blizzard, and in another mission I was posing as a waiter in a brothel to plant explosives during an officer party. And with so much stuff going on and so much variation, the game for me never got boring. So having shared my thoughts about what's new in the game, I want to conclude with telling you what I feel that the game gets right and where the new changes trip up. What I really like is the smart 2-character setup changes, which makes a huge impact on how you'll play the game. Then there is the way it looks. It's very clean, it plays smooth, and it works great on PC and console. Also, if you are a newcomer, the game is quite easy, and if you're a veteran, I felt it was still rewarding enough to play. What didn't work for me is that the AI is sometimes a little bit too easy to cheese. And in all honesty, I have played this game for many hours. It's not a huge leap forward in tech. It's just a solid rebuild, so don't expect any miracles there. I do feel that Origins managed to modernize a classic, and it really redefines the formula. If you're a lover of tactical stealth with a brainy twist, this game will really work for you. It's also fun, and it's a polished reboot that doesn't ask too much, but it's really rewarding if you play the game in a creative way. Okay, time to wrap this up. Please drop your thoughts below, and please consider subscribing to my channel for more in-depth reviews. Thank you and see you next time.